Streaming on clickorlando.com, you're watching News 6 at 10.
An afternoon in the park with family interrupted by violence. Tonight on News 6, a shaken community as police search for the suspect who ran away from this park. Plus, Artemis II still not ready for launch. The latest snag facing the crew after a failed wet dress rehearsal, what that means. And did an Orange County coach go too far? Text uncovered from a Winter Park football coach. And what he said has a lot of people talking. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Eric Von Eyck, and this is News 6 at 10 tonight. Police in Eustis say that this knife-wielding man is on the run tonight. Investigators say he was responsible for a violent stabbing in a park. The police chief says this is unprecedented, a stabbing unfolding in the middle of the day where families and kids were there and saw this violent assault. News 6's Troy Campbell is in Eustis and has more from the chief. Troy.
It's much quieter now here at Farron Park in downtown Eustis than it was earlier. When we arrived here on Tuesday afternoon, this entire area was just covered in crime tape, and there were Eustis police officers. Eustis Police Chief Craig Capri even says a group of kids witnessed the stabbing that occurred here.
They saw a fight because it was all close quarters battle.
Eustis Police Chief Craig Capri says there was a group of children at Farron Park at about 1 o'clock on Tuesday afternoon when he says someone was stabbed several times.
They were in, like I said, a confrontation prior to coming to the park. It just escalated in the park.
Chief Capri released this surveillance video from the park showing the suspect walking in the area. Crime scene tape could be seen into the evening, blocking off areas of the park as families walk nearby.
Oh, there's always families and kids playing on that little play area on that jungle gym.
Chief Capri says the suspect and the victim know each other, and the victim is refusing to speak to investigators, but that won't deter his detectives.
I have a problem with that. You know, people fighting, let alone using knives and stabbing somebody in a park where we have kids, families.
That picture that you had, that's the guy for sure, you know, but he disappeared real quick.
Robert Anderson lives nearby and says he witnessed the violent assault.
He was punching him. I didn't know he was stabbing. He was punching him. Some people over that way and some people here started screaming at him to stop.
How does it feel to see this crime tape up and to see these families just, you know, out here?
Again, I'm kind of surprised because it's always seemed to be pretty peaceful around here.
Chief Capri says he plans to add extra patrols around the park.
It doesn't ever happen there. I've been here 5 years, and this is the first incident that if something like this happened down there in that park.
Visitors say they didn't expect to be met with crime tape.
This is one of our come-to places because it's so pleasant and peaceful, and so yeah, it's a little nerve-wracking.
And again, Chief Capri says he will have increased patrols in this area and says there will be an increased presence of police officers in the area of Farron Park just to reassure families that it is safe. In Eustis, Troy Campbell, News 6.
In Marion County, a state of emergency in Dunellen, where a large fire broke out near a stockpile of chemically treated railroad ties. Just last night, neighbors packed City Hall to voice health concerns to leaders after this thick smoke affected a nearby neighborhood. Marion County leaders say the Florida Department of Environmental Protection is now on site monitoring air quality and collecting soil samples. This declaration helps make sure the county and emergency services have all options available to address any potential contamination. Some breaking news to tell you about right now. Getting reports of several Orange County Sheriff's Office vehicles responding to a Wawa just off of Edgewater Drive and Forest City Road in Orlando, just north of Orlando. We're told that they are surrounding a man on the ground. Again, it's an incredibly large police response to something that happened at the Wawa, hearing something to the effect of people inside the store called the sheriff's office because of a man, and it now appears that that man is on the ground. We have crews at the scene. We're working to get you video of exactly what is happening. But again, large police presence at the Wawa on Forest City Road. It appears that Wawa is shut down right now. We'll let you know as soon as we get more. Heading live at Daytona Beach, some relief on the way. How long will it last? You could see a little bit warmer tonight. Looks like, okay, the thing isn't bouncing up and down. The question is, how warm does it have to be for that to happen? Meteorologist Jonathan Kegas is pinpointing a little bit of warmth.
A little bit of warmth.
A little bit.
Just a little bit. Short-lived. And then we're back down into the basement again in terms of the temperature department. However, it's not going to be as intense this time around, and that's not also going to be around too long either. Right now, it's still cool. You might want the light jacket, but it is not frigid like it was last night at this time, and certainly over the weekend. We have slipped back into the upper 30s in Cocoa Beach. Oviedo, we're at 46. The Villages, we are at 43 degrees, 42 in Ocala. Palm Bay, good evening. We are at 47 degrees. Still the opportunity for a little bit of frost tonight in the pink shaded areas, especially along in northwest of I-4. The winds are going to be on the calmer side. Temperature is still going to get back down into the mid-30s, especially for us in Marion County. The big deal is, and which will help temperatures to drop, is the calm wind tonight. And you see pretty much zero across the board, every now and then a little bit of a gust. Tomorrow, much warmer. We'll get into those details with our next front on the way as well at about 10 to 17, Eric.
Talk to you then, Jonathan. Thank you. Right now, we're asking investigators in Cocoa about the report of an infant death. Police tell us a call came in just before 4:30 this afternoon on Pineda Street. This is just a few miles from Cambridge Elementary School. Investigators are telling us the victim is a 3-month-old boy. The cause of the death is still unknown. So we're asking Cocoa Police for more information. We'll bring you updates as they get back to us. Some terrifying moments in Ormond Beach for that 7-Eleven clerk. Ormond Beach police say that they're looking for this man who they say robbed the store at gunpoint on Sunday. You can see his right hand. That is a pistol pointing to the young lady behind the counter there. This was just before 4 a.m. Detectives say that the person entered the 7-Eleven, went straight to the restroom. Moments later, went to the counter and the clerk to try and force open the register. Police believe the suspect then took off south on Timber Creek Road towards the area of Oasis Church. If you know anything about this situation or this man, please call 911 immediately. The Artemis II moon mission is going to have to wait. Teams working on the wet dress rehearsal did not pass. The delay was caused by a liquid hydrogen leak that impacts the connection points, the umbilical cords, at least that's what NASA calls them, that connect to the giant moon rocket that send all the fuel and even air conditioning into the rocket. The problem is with the connection point of the hydrogen, the liquid hydrogen that flows into this rocket. Your Cape Canaveral community correspondent James Sparvero has more now on how much longer we're going to have to wait.
So no chance anymore of launching its 32-story moon rocket this month. NASA now hopes that 4 astronauts will ride around the moon no earlier than March. Monday's test to fuel the Artemis II rocket revealed a similar problem that delayed the uncrewed Artemis I launch 4 years ago: hydrogen leaks. NASA told us at a new press conference that a lot went right with its wet dress rehearsal, like a full tanking of 700,000 gallons of propellants on the first try. But because of the issues, this rocket is still not ready to fly its first crew.
So all in all, a very successful day for us on many fronts, and then on a couple of others, we got some work we got to go do.
How's the pressure feel amongst yourselves to finally fly the crew, get them around the moon, especially considering the administration wants to land on the moon in just 2 years?
I mean, we feel the pressure to make sure that we're listening to the machine and we're doing the right thing for the crew. We put that pressure on ourselves to be successful, but we don't feel any schedule pressure on this particular subject.
And about the schedule, the mission managers didn't say when a second wet dress rehearsal could happen. It took 4 of them before they were ready to launch Artemis I 4 years ago. They're hoping they can fix what the rocket needs addressed at the pad and avoid a rollback to the vehicle assembly building. That would likely delay the launch even more. Whatever they decide, we'll keep you updated on this mission around the moon right here on News 6 and ClickOrlando.com. In Brevard County, I'm your Cape Canaveral community correspondent, James Sparvero, News 6.
A leadership shift at Disney as the company announces its new head. Plus, a U-Haul truck leads police on a chase in Flagler County, ending with a woman taken down by a canine. Matt Austin and Ginger Gadsden have the other stories making headlines in Central Florida today.
One of the largest employers in Central Florida, Disney, has announced who will take over for Bob Iger as CEO.
The company says the leadership role will go to Josh D'Amaro. Now, he is the current chair of the company's Parks division. That could be welcome news for investors who have watched Disney stock struggle for years now. The company is involved in several highly competitive spaces like streaming, TV, and movies. Its theme park division, though, seen by many as Disney's rock. It can typically be counted on to deliver profits when other divisions struggle. Disney TV head Dana Walden will become president of the company and chief creative officer.
Well, we first brought you this scene yesterday as breaking news at 3 o'clock. You can see Empire Church Road in Groveland has a large depression right in the middle of it. Today, we're learning a geologist was on site taking a look, trying to learn what happened. The depression on Empire Church Road prompted a closure from Bear Lake Road to Edge Hill Drive. County officials estimate the hole is 200 feet long, 90 feet wide, and 50 feet deep. They tell us they expect results from that geologist to be back early next week. In Flagler County, a man and woman are in custody after what deputies say was an intense standoff.
All right, so check out this police body cam. The sheriff's office says it got a report Monday of a suspicious truck on North Ocean Shore Boulevard and Camino del Mar Parkway. This is at Flagler Beach. When deputies approached the truck, it took off down State Road A18. Flagler Beach police say it used stop sticks to disable the car, leading to a standoff with both people in the truck and officers for more than an hour. Deputies used devices to get the two people out of the truck when one took off onto a nearby beach.
Good boy, buddy, good boy. Get that girl. Drop what you have in your hand. Drop it now. Drop it now. Stay on the ground. Do it now. Put your hands behind your back. Hands behind your back now.
Mei Ling Ip and Jamie Allen Mays both face charges, including resisting arrest.
Caribbean-themed restaurant chain Bahama Breeze is closing all of its restaurants.
Yeah, its parent company Darden announced the news today. 28 restaurants were left. Half will be converted into other chains owned by Darden. Half will close completely. The final day of operations for restaurants will be April 5th. 10 of the remaining restaurants are here in Central Florida. They will be converted into other brands over the next 12 to 18 months. For a daily conversational look at breaking news stories and stories shaping up around Central Florida, join us for News 6 at 3.
Matt and I are there live every weekday, and we hope you'll join us.
Sports can bring out the passion in parents, players, and coaches, and sometimes words are said on the sidelines that aren't so pretty. But what if those words are put in writing? Still to come. News 6's Matt Austin takes a look at words from one Winter Park coach directed at another team through texts. And stepping up safety in Florida schools after a deadly shooting at Florida State, legislators are now discussing expanding a program to stop future shootings. You're watching News 6 at 10, live on a Tuesday night, covering Poinciana, Fruitland Park, and all of Central Florida.
This portion of the news is sponsored by Central Florida Honda Dealers. We all know high school sports coaches can use some colorful language when talking with their players, but very few of them put it in writing. Well, I recently obtained a text message from a Winter Park high school football coach to his entire offensive line. I want to warn you, it is laced with profanity and insults toward another team across town. The Winter Park football team went 6-5 last year. Before their October 24th matchup with crosstown rival Timber Creek, offensive coordinator Kit Hill sent this group text to the 2025 Hogs. That's the offensive line group chat. In it, he briefly writes about strategy aimed at the Timber Creek defense. Then writes, quote, "Side note, I hate going to their hole field. I hate walking through their hole stands and by their hole students, parents, and fans. I hate they make us ride out there to beat their. They should come to us every year so we don't have to go all the way out to that inbred hole dump of a place." Winter Park players forwarded that text message to Timber Creek, who then sent it to me. Now, I sent a request to the district, and after months of waiting, they sent me this professional standards file. In it, the district found sufficient evidence to support the allegations. Hill apologizes, saying, quote, "At no point did I intend any disrespect or harm toward Timber Creek High School, its students, faculty, administration, or parents. My comments were meant to encourage our team and maintain the spirit of the rivalry. I deeply regret that my actions have resulted in unintended consequences." The case was closed. Hill received verbal coaching for the text. He's still listed as faculty at Winter Park High School. However, the website no longer shows him as offensive coordinator. Now, I did reach out to the district, and they said they do not respond to personnel matters. I also reached out to Coach Hill. He had no response as well. Matt Austin, News 6.
An effort to expand the Armed School Guardian program to colleges and universities took another step forward in the Florida House today. The Education and Employment Committee unanimously backed the proposal to make changes in the public school system. This after the 2018 mass shooting at Parkland's Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School. The bill's sponsor says input for her proposal came from students, parents, faculty, and staff members of state universities and colleges.
This bill creates a prevention and a response mechanism unlike any other. This will be the beacon for the nation if we get this passed.
The bill comes after a shooting last year at Florida State University. FSU Assistant Professor Emily Stewart argued against the proposal, pointing to confusion in the hours after. She says at one point she left her classroom to find several armed law enforcement officers.
They were pointing guns at me because they too still believed that there might be a second shooter hiding somewhere on campus. What if I had stepped into the hallway holding a weapon because I wanted to protect my students?
Under the bill, presidents of each college or university could designate employees and faculty to be trained and able to receive a concealed weapons license to carry guns on campus. A similar effort in the Senate has yet to appear before a committee. 2 people were killed and 6 others injured in that shooting rampage on Florida State University's campus. Deputies identified the gunman as now 21-year-old Phoenix Eichner. Eichner faces 2 counts of first-degree murder along with 7 counts of attempted first-degree murder. His trial is set to start later this year. Back to meteorologist Jonathan Kagis. I think people are appreciating tonight after everything we've been through, Jonathan.
I think so. Unless you really like the cold stuff, we are going to be turning the page in a big way and more positive numbers in the temperature forecast coming back down the pipeline. Nice quiet night, clear night. That's a live look with our downtown Orlando, light Orlando delivering Hope Skycam this evening. We have air temperatures back to the upper 40s. We're under a mainly clear sky. That is a nice change too. The wind backing off significantly. That will allow the temperatures to drop. Clear skies, calm winds, perfect ingredients for that to happen. So still watching for a little bit of patchy frost northwest of I-4. Shouldn't be too widespread. 46 in Leesburg, 46 in Mount Dora. Also a popular number in Daytona Beach. We're at 46. We've now slipped back into the upper 30s in Denellen and in Cocoa Beach this evening. It will still be chilly tomorrow. You may want the light jacket, but it is not going to be anywhere near as cold as where we've been. Temperatures are running about 5 to 15 degrees warmer at this hour when compared to last night. So certainly the improvements are well underway, and those improvements will intensify as we get into the afternoon. Here's where we stand tomorrow morning. Again, still chilly for sure. Denellen, we're near the freezing mark, 35 in Ocala, where you see the 30s. that is going to be your best opportunity for some frost. We're hanging around 40 in Orlando, back to around 50 degrees in Cocoa Beach and Cape Canaveral. That is where we start the day. Tomorrow afternoon, gorgeous, back closer to where we should be. The average is in the lower 70s, rain chances at 0%, tons of sunshine, especially to start. I do think we will see clouds gradually start to increase a little bit out ahead of our next system, combined with some southerly winds here, bringing in extra moisture. High pressure slides back out toward Bermuda. That's going to induce that southerly push of air, and that is going to warm us up and also allow that extra moisture to come in for this cold front to play with. That's going to take us back down to some chillier mornings, at least for a very short time. So a short-lived warm-up and then another short-lived round of cold before Florida starts acting like it should this time of the year. So here is our front through the Florida Panhandle tomorrow. There is the scattered rain showers again developing as we work our way late into your Wednesday night into the early part of Thursday. Pausing this for you at 1 o'clock on Thursday with those scattered downpours hanging around. After we shut those downpours off, then we start to see the colder air come back in. So again, another night in the 30s. This is going to be when you wake up on Friday morning. And then I think after that, we really start to warm things back up. So over the next 3 days, a little bit of a roller coaster ride. Again, back to the low to mid 70s tomorrow. Rain chances back up to 40% on Thursday. There's our cool afternoon with highs struggling to get back out of the 50s. We'll start in the 30s on Friday. Dominant sunshine on Friday, and then there we go. 73 on Sunday, back to the mid-70s Monday and Tuesday.
Jonathan, thank you. An update now on that breaking news we were telling you about a few minutes ago. So this is a Wawa in Orlando. Orange County Sheriff's deputies have surrounded this gas station at Edgewater Drive and North John Young Parkway. Just got the video into our newsroom. We got reports of several patrol cars and an ambulance racing to this Wawa with lights and sirens. They surrounded that man, we're told, on the ground who was screaming at the time. Some of the people inside the store tell us the man had some sort of episode inside the Wawa, ended up outside, and that's what brought police to this store with this strong response. As soon as we find out exactly what's going on here, we'll let you know. Dozens of swans have recently died at Orlando's Lake Eola Park, and a lot of you have been asking, is the city doing enough to protect the birds? Coming up, your Orange County community correspondent Jana Manahalal got a hold of city documents that answer some of those questions.
We've been talking about it for weeks. Swan deaths here at Lake Eola. I'm your Orange County community correspondent, Jana Manahalal, and in our press to the city for answers, they have finally provided us with this stack of documents.
It breaks my heart. They're just such special creatures. If you think about traveling to Orlando and Lake Eola, you always think about the swan boats, and everything.
Sarah and Dakota are just two of many who have expressed sadness over the death of the swans.
That was really sad, but I mean, it is Mother Nature, so it's something that kind of can't really be helped at times.
We know that you've had questions about the state of the swans here at the park, so we've asked Orlando for internal emails regarding the outbreak. Here is what we've got so far. One resident says that they share in the frustration regarding the swans, but suggests maybe using wire cages to seclude the 6 swans. Some residents even looking at a sanctuary in England, since that group has had success in preventing and aiding in bird flu. The emails also show the city's standard operating procedures when it comes to the avian flu, as well as expressing frustration with online misinformation and openly questioning the actions of some of the people assigned to educate the public about the birds. And while the lake looks full of swans, you have to remember this flock started with 69. And once the avian flu came through, 37 have died, including 29 royal mute swans, 4 of which were fly-ins, and 8 wild birds. The city of Orlando tells us that bird flu takes about a month to dissipate, so these signs will remain up throughout that period. Look, here's the bottom line. There's no exact flu shot for these birds, but here's the good thing. Once the bird flu passes through and the birds that are still remaining, they will have immunity moving forward. For now at Lake Eola, I'm Jada Manahol, your Orange County community correspondent, News 6.
Not too bad out there, all things considered. Warm day, then cold day, then we finally get our warmth back for good.
Gotcha.
Maybe not for good, but for a long
Gotcha.
time.
I'm trying to keep up. We're back at
Take
11
notes.
o'clock with more news. Thanks for sticking with us. Bye.